Remind those what 3 Mile Island means to many and why it's so important that it comes back online.
Okay, to many, it means nuclear disaster. 1979, it was the site of the worst nuclear accident in U.S. history. But let's keep in mind, 1979 was like a long time ago.
No.
Last night, I actually told my son, hey, I have this big story coming out on 3 Mile Island. He's like, what's that? So for a lot of us, it has a lot of meaning. But for younger people, it has no meaning at all.
Will, you don't talk about your job nearly enough at home, quite clearly, because it's a nuclear reporter reporting on the sector since 2019, when initially it was all about closures. You're now into this area where it's about reopenings, this new nuclear renaissance. What did you learn by going into what is the rebranded Crane Clean Energy Center?
You know what's really fascinating? And if you see the pictures on the story, it looks old.
It does. It
looks really old school, because it is, because it was like designed and built in like the 60s and 70s, and so much of the U.S. nuclear power plants date back to, you know, the last century, because we really haven't built very many of them at all. But right now, there's just this insatiable demand for electricity from the big tech companies. It's for AI. It's all for AI. You know, a while ago, they're like, we want nuclear because it's clean. It's going to help us save the world from climate change. And that sort of was a little bit of a motivation. But really, the motivation now, it's from tech, it's from AI, it's because there's money involved.
A lot of money. I think 30 billion has been invested in nuclear since 2020. But what about the waste? Like, how has that changed since 1979?
Well, that hasn't changed at all.
So what are they going to do with it?
They're going to do what they've always done with it.
Clean energy crane.
If you go to any nuclear power plant, if you go out back, there's these giant casks where they store the waste. They've always been there. And you know, there's been talk of creating a central repository in the U.S. It's been stalled for political reasons. So that's just not happening.
So isn't it funny that the very edge of innovation is sort of being fueled by something that doesn't seem to be innovating very much at all? We're relying on a 1979 building. But how is it innovating? How are we seeing SMRs come into play? Will we get a new type of nuclear offering?
Yeah, see, that's a good question. There is a lot of innovation in the nuclear space. There's companies developing all kinds of new reactor designs. There's new big ones. There's new small ones. There's new really, really small ones. They want to like put them on a shipping container and deliver them to military bases in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of innovation. It's not here yet. I really do think it's coming. There's just so much motivation to make this happen. So what are we, 2026? 2030, mid-2030s? I think we'll see some, but not for the next several years.